favor? Aye. Any opposed? Oh, I didn't ask if anyone's online or on. Oh, no, okay. On to number 2, approval of the minutes for our October 15th meeting. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll approve the minutes of next month's meeting.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, moving on to public comments. Great. Staff report information.
Hello, you have my report in your packet. The first thing that I want to mention is not in my report, but it's that Northport will be reopening tomorrow for you Northside people. As of today, people can put holds to be picked up there. Tim can go into more details about everything that happened, but I thought I would just let you know that it's reopening. Some program highlights. This Saturday, to get ready for Thanksgiving, they're having a food science event for kids at the main library. The children's staff have experiments involving all sorts of typical Thanksgiving foods. It's open to anybody, but it's best for kids in grade school. Registration is required. I checked this afternoon. There are plenty of spots left. We also have an evening story time coming up. Most of our story times happen in the morning, but we know that that can be hard for working families. So next Wednesday, we're encouraging kids to come dressed in their pajamas for a pre-bedtime story time. For teens in December, we're having a cookie decorating program. The library is going to supply all of the cookies and frosting and sprinkles and decorations so kids can come and make delicious creations. Registration for that event opens on Monday. An all ages event I want to mention is the family puzzle competition. We've had a couple puzzle competitions, both for just adults and then for families. This one coming up November 30th is for families. Teams are limited to 4 people, and it's best that kids are in school age. And to register for that one, you have to call the library instead of doing the regular online registration because they need to figure out teams. And the last thing I want to mention is an exhibit that we have at the main library right now in the Breezeway. It's through the month of November, and it focuses on the architectural projects of Denby Deegan, who's also known as Surrounded by Enemy. Deegan was one of the first Native American architects, both in North Dakota and in the United States. That exhibit will be up through the end of the month. There's also going to be a lecture about his work this coming Saturday, put on by faculty from NDSU School of Architecture.
All right, any questions for Megan? Director's report.
Yes, I don't have a lot of that's that most of you.
I think we're all
Oh, well, there we go. Anyway, for your packet, the really important meeting I had, you can see our veteran director's activities, the first one on October 16th. Attended meeting the mayor, city administration, and liaison commissioner Michelle Turnberg, and really looking at kind of the environmental situation in these cities, and really seeing if anything could be done in terms of additional staff and related to that. And the mayor agreed, and so looking at getting at some point 2 part-time facility protection officers. And I'm looking at this, I already basically created a tentative schedule for that, which will provide a serious bulk coverage along with contract security on a daily basis. So, again, timing, I've been asking, trust me, about, what's the plan, where is this? Haven't gotten any feedback yet. I know they're working on it. But that's a positive situation. I don't see it as a solution, but as additional resources to help manage. And I think that would get us a long way. The other thing is that the library is working with the transit department in terms went out with a request for proposal for security services. And there were like 7 different firms that applied that provided proposals. And we just got done grading those, and we'll be finding out where that goes. I think there's some larger firms that have better capacity that probably where we might be at this moment. So hopefully within things on the horizon, obviously not a complete solution, but better resources. In terms of one of the things that are the greatest challenges we have currently. Other than that, you can see there, quarterly check-ins with the team, and other than that, if anybody else has any other questions.
I do have a question. Statistically, now that the weather's getting colder, are there going to be fewer disruptions and fewer people that cause problems?
Actually, when the weather gets bad, we end up getting a haven for folks. And generally, the afternoons can be kind of problematic for folks who have been consuming all day and finding tea a place to warm up or what have you. So I would say that the change in weather is kind of put a damper on it. It's what we experience in the winter times more groups of individuals that gather, and so that can be a challenge. Oftentimes they have been consuming for most of the day, and that situation is problematic. So yeah, this time of year is a challenge, especially when it gets to be changing. And like tonight it's going to be very interesting on our fall. It's going to be nice weather. It's coming to an end, so the challenge remains.
And to regarding items there in timeline.
I've asked and I have not received it. I'll keep asking. Certainly, every significant incident report that is made is communicated directly to the city. So they are aware of kind of the tenor and challenges very familiar.
Any other questions? No? Okay. We have no unfinished business. Moving on to our new business. First up, we have our meeting room policy draft.
Yeah, again, for your packet, you can see there, this is really based on discussion at the last meeting in terms of hours adjustment. And what we're looking at is just basically making the main library community room basically designated for library programs on Saturdays. Now, all the other meeting rooms and conference rooms at the branches, those are available as they are currently. This would only just basically say, because we're going to need that real estate essentially to maintain the level of programming. So it's basically saying that the main community room, as of the first of the year, will be library program only on Saturdays.
How many Saturdays normally in a year is it not used for library?
Oh, that's a
A
good
lot?
question,
Little?
Jen. It's busy. And
Okay.
if you listen to Megan's, usually there's a lot going on. The thing is, you remove Sundays out of the picture. And a lot of the adult programming in the afternoon was a Sunday thing. So it's kind of like jazz concerts, all that stuff that could be kind of filtered between Saturday, Sunday is now all Saturday.
Okay.
So we wanted to make sure, we have the real estate to do what we want to do for the community and kind of go from there. I apologize, I don't have the exact number off the top of my head, but there's a lot going on.
So in the past, it's been a majority of library events versus non-library events.
It depends on the time of the year,
Okay.
But again, I think it'll stay pretty busy on the library end, knowing that Sundays is not in the picture.
All right, any other questions? Okay, do I have a motion for approval?
I'll move to approve.
Okay, is there a second? Okay, any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, moving on to letter B, the Northport update.
Yeah, as you heard, we're opening. Actually opening tomorrow. And the cool thing is, Man, lot of thanks go out to facilities management. We had a gentleman from facilities, kind of the project manager, did a tremendous job working on that. Tremendous kudos to the staff, branch staff, and volunteers from Maine to go up there and do all this stuff. It was great. I think that I'm an old mover. I used to work at a moving company in Milwaukee, so it was like, I just thought, how are you gonna move those stacks with books on? We had to clear off like several shelves. And what we did is, if you've been to Northport, there's a line of shelves along the wall around the perimeter of the building, the inside. And so they basically took them off and just stacked them up there. And so that was easy to keep things in order, just using the top. And those movers came in, I wish I could have seen it, but they were able to just slide those things back and forth. You had these little things that they could kind of stick underneath there and they move them back and forth. And it looks tremendous. The door is widened. It looks like a real door now, as opposed to like, what is this, you know? It was so funny. There were so many people like wandering in and just like, they're like, doing like we're closed, we're remodeling, we're doing this, and they're like, can I just sit on the floor and read? It's like, they just wanted to be there, you know? So we're happy. We were able to get it done within what we identified. We didn't get into any hiccups. It looks tremendous, came under budget. We're all happy.
Nice.
And again, great kudos to the staff and assistance from other city departments in regards to this.
So great opening tomorrow?
Quite
All right.
regular hours.
Are you gonna have the news media there?
They can show up if they want to.
No, whatever. Tell them.
They kind of do their own thing.
Okay.
All right, any other questions in regards to the Northport update? Okay, moving on to our statistical reports, October usage.
Yeah, per your packet, you can see in terms of attendance through the end of October, continues strong with a 12% increase over last year, representing over 41,000 more folks visiting the library locations. Program attendance, very happy with that. Looking at 43% increase over last year. And volunteers is strong, up 49% over last year through the end of October. Internet sign up 23% and web hits up 10%. In terms of overall circulation, we're still looking at a record year. We're still on pace for that over 2019. So through the end of October, just about 8% over last year, which represents an increase of over 65,000 more items circulated. So yeah, never a dull moment.
Okay, any questions? Okay, on to the financials.
You see through 83% of the fiscal year lapsed per the end of October, we were just over 78% expended in terms of overall budget. Certainly looking at that and identifying needs such as enhancing e-content based on the number of holds and the wait times that are involved currently with Libby. So we're trying to get some resources to that to kind of deal with that issue. Certainly other things to identify in terms of technology and that kind of thing. Always keep an eye on to the end. In terms of donation revenue and expenditures, $25 anonymous donation, and in terms of the $737, $500 was from the Friends of the Moorhead Library for the One Book, One Community, and another kind of annual funds disbursement from a patron. On the expenditure side, the $949 was from the Friends. Thank you, Friends, for the One Book, One Community and Northern Narrative adverts. I guess that is getting so popular. The Northern Narratives is getting so popular. You will not fit when they have the reading events, we're gonna have to find a bigger venue because you can't fit all the folks that show up to see that.
Wow.
So it's tremendous. The other expenditures of the 4,339, 1,520 of it is the Jazz into Fall series. 2,550 for the Northern Narratives, and just 269 for the Crafternoons, and those are all from the Friends of the Library. So thank you, Friends, for all your generosity to make that happen. Also, the $30 for the Way to Go staff recognition cards. Again, we couldn't do it without the Friends. In terms of overall revenue through the end of October, we had budgeted kind of for this revenue for the entire year around $25,000. So we've surpassed that at $29,830.33. So nothing missing there.
Okay. Any questions on the financials? No? Okay, moving on. We have Friends of the Library. They're not here today. Our next meeting is December 17th, and we are adjourned.